LaCroix with Windermere, and I'm here today with Keisha and I from Fairway Mortgage, and we're talking about buyer credits. The market is kind of awesome right now for buyers to capitalize on kind of just the slowness a little bit. I'm seeing that buyers have a little bit of power in order to ask for credits.
Yeah.
But you and I both know that's not something that we saw the last few years.
It is not, no.
So I had a buyer the other day, I think get like 15, 20K-ish in credits. But I think the big question that a lot of buyers have, which is why I'm glad you're here, is what do you do with them?
Well, it depends on the actual buyer, and it's case by case. And the majority of buyers lately like to keep their cash. So if they want to have some reserves for, like if they want to do some improvements or something once they get into the home or buy some furniture, then they use the seller credits just as generic for closing cost and prepaid items. If they're payment conscious because of the rates, then we look at what's a buy down. We pay some discount points and buy the rate down to get their payment a little lower.
And what would you say is kind of like a good gauge for like what 1 point is 1% of a purchase price kind of thing, or what's the gauge for how much you need to buy down?
Well, that's the thing, because things are pretty spendy right now. So we've really been looking at, hey, does this cost-wise make sense? Because if it's only going to change your payment $55 but cost you several thousand, you have to look at how long is it going to take you to recoup that money. And so sometimes it doesn't make sense to do the buy down. And so then we just apply it towards closing costs, like your appraisal and title and credit.
Right. I mean, closing costs are no joke. I think, I mean, I've seen them range anywhere from 10 to 15,000.
Yeah.
So if you can keep that money in your pocket,
it's substantial. I always tell people to bank on 2 to 3% times your purchase price for closing costs.
Yeah.
So,
that's a good gauge.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Seller credits are never bad. I mean, my rule of thumb is get as much money as we can.
Exactly.
And always just crunch numbers with lenders like Keisha. She'll give you options of price points and what closing costs look at certain price points and really dig into the budget side of things. I think that's really important for buyers to know, okay, well, here's a monthly payment. Maybe a buy down would be beneficial, or no, I just don't have the cash to put down or put towards my closing costs. Well, that's fine. So you kind of have to weigh the pros and cons.
Yep.
But anyways, Keisha's information will be down below in the comments. And so go ahead and reach out to her if you have any other questions.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.